doing a little get ready with me. I have a couple things I gotta go do today. I gotta go to the dentist, and then I have a date tonight. It's my first date in quite a long time, so I'm pretty excited. Anyway, so I need my makeup to last me all day. So yeah, let's get started. I'm still getting used to talking in my videos. I'm used to more like the TikTok format, so if I'm still a little awkward, you'll just have to bear with me. I don't know if I like doing like the talking like this or more of the voiceover. If you guys like one better than the other, let me know. So to kind of start our makeup look off today, I'm going to start with the Jelly Pop Primer. It's pretty much the same formula as their Grip Primer, or they have like this one, the Mint Melt one. They're all the same formula. It just varies depending on like the scent, really. Like this one smells like, you know, mint chocolate, and this one smells like watermelon. So that's why I love this one. But they're all gripping primers, and they all do the same thing. They're just there to make your makeup last. Now, these don't fill in pores or anything like that. They're simply there to make your makeup, it's like a glue, practically. And I am obsessed with anything that smells like watermelon. I also have the Glow Recipe Watermelon Toner that I'm obsessed with. It's a little expensive. It's like $30 though. So I've been looking for, I've heard there's a Dollar Tree dupe of that toner and like the Glow Recipe stuff, and I've been looking at my Dollar Tree and I haven't seen any of it, so I wish I could find that. And then I've been getting some like cystic acne pretty much just on my neck, which is weird, and my chest. So for when I have breakouts like that, liquid foundation looks kind of weird over it. It doesn't sit super well, so I've been actually really using my Bare Minerals quite a bit lately, which has been working out pretty well. So a powder foundation. And this foundation for me is pretty full coverage. Or at least buildable to full coverage. So when I cover up acne, my goal is not to make it look like it doesn't exist, because that's not going to happen. Like, you're going to have texture, you're going to be able to see, you know, the raised skin, stuff like that. The goal for me is always to just like diffuse the redness. That's it. And I was going to do a comparison video to this foundation to the Neutrogena one, because I heard it was a really good, like, close dupe. Their loose mineral foundation. However, I ordered the lightest shade of it, and it was still too yellow. Like, it was still too dark for my skin. So I had to return it. So, I mean, I don't know if it's comparable or not, but I couldn't even use it. I run into that a lot, having really fair skin with pink undertones instead of like neutral or yellow undertones. Now, the key to this foundation is application. Really, it is. So like I said, I've said this before, that when I first started using it, they said you want to buff it until you're bored, and like really like get it into almost that creamy liquid format. because this one, it's really interesting. So if you were to take a little bit of the powder and like rub it between your fingers, it becomes almost like a cream, which is really interesting. And I like the finish on this a lot because like it's mattifying, yes, because it's a powder, but like it's not like mattifying. It's more like a natural, I guess like a natural finish, or like a satin finish. I don't know what you would call it. I really need to blend that into the forehead a bit more. I'm getting some patches like by my eyebrow where it's like sticking to that primer a little too much. I'm just looking at my mirror over here to see if I like how that looks. It still looks a bit heavy for my taste. I'm gonna take a little bit off and then buff in what's left. Try to blend that out a little more. And bring it down and around until I'm happy with it. Yeah, I don't know about this primer with this foundation. I don't know if I've ever used this combo before. But it's like a really sticky primer with a powder foundation. It's kind of a weird combo. Like, I feel like I'm having to blend a lot extra. No, and it still looks weird. It's like sticking to certain spots in like a weird way. Okay, so I'm just wiping off some of this excess. I don't know. I'm not doing that again. I mean, yeah, I want my makeup to last all day, but I don't want it to look weird either. Yeah, I'm not doing that combination again. I think I would stick with a more slick primer under this. Okay, so now I'm just taking kind of some of that excess that's like left in the lid and this concealer brush. I'm just going over any of these spots that didn't quite get covered. Like I said, my goal is not to like try to like mask them or pretend they're like not there. I just don't want them to be red and like blaring. Because if you go too hard, then it's gonna look cakey and then it's just gonna make them look more noticeable, I think. I just don't want them to look like pissed off and red, you know? Good old hormonal acne. I don't know why my skin's been breaking out. Like, I never break out for this long. Like, maybe it's because I've been doing too much sugar lately. I had some ice cream, like non-dairy ice cream recently, but it still has sugar. My diet has been a little too relaxed since the holidays, so I've been trying to get back on that zero sugar, low carb life again. Getting back into the gym more, which is good. I went twice in the last week, but so I'm a little sore, a little stiff in some spots, but it's good. And they finally got my hot tub working back in my gym again, so I've been loving that. It's been out for months. I'm gonna do just a little more on these spots just because I have a feeling I'll probably use a setting spray too, just in case. Maybe I should have done a setting spray instead of that weird primer combo. Okay. Pretty happy with that. What do we think? A little more over here maybe? Okay. I think that looks pretty good for our base. This was like a $3 contour palette I found at Dollar Tree when I was trying the Believe Beauty stuff. I liked the look of this because of the tones. Like this one's like really cool tone. I don't know about this one, but I've been pretty much just using it for this. I can't say that I would buy this palette again. It's not my favorite, but it's not like the worst I've ever used for contouring. And for $3, like, I'm not mad about it. It also has like these highlights in it, but they're like super subtle. Like one's like a matte highlight, which is kind of weird. I don't know. I've never really worked with matte highlights. And then one's like a really, really soft shimmer, which looks okay. Like, but honestly, if you have any deeper of a skin tone than me, this is probably not gonna work for you. This palette, there's just, I'm packing it on and there's just not a ton of pigment. So if you want like it to be ultra subtle, I guess it's great. Or if you're ultra pale like me, it can be good. And then when I contour, I kind of go, and I go from the tip of my ear into that hollow. Just like that. And then I always contour my hairline. I don't know why, I think it looks good. It looks better. Especially my like widow's peak right there. And then under the chin. If you have a little bit of like a little double chin there, kind of helps hide that. But also I like to do it just a little under my little booty chin there. Some people don't like that feature, but I do. I like to be different. I don't want to be the same as everybody else. Like, I have my little mole here, I've had my whole life, and I've considered getting it removed just because, like, it's a mole, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I was like, you know, it's a beauty mark. They say that. I don't know if I think it's just a mole, but I don't know. It makes me different, like my face different than everybody else's face. And I like that. So I like that I'm a little different. I don't want to be the same as everybody else. How boring. Okay, so we are contoured. I love contour. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so for a blush, let's see. Should we do our Believe Beauty blush that we got? Or should we do, I found this at Dollar Tree. I've been loving this. This is a little teeny Milani Luminoso blush. I'd heard really, really good reviews about this. And so when I saw it at Dollar Tree, I was like, bet. Because like, honestly, I don't go through blush that quick. And so like, even though this is like a mini little baby one, like it's more than enough blush. I think I'm gonna go with the Believe Beauty blush though today. It's a little more cool toned, and we're wearing more cool tones today, so. And then this is what this one looks like. I've never seen it. It's like half shimmery and half more like a satin. I wouldn't say it's like a matte. I just go in the middle. And then, so like when I did that like AI like beauty filter thing, I think it's like Bold Glamour on TikTok or whatever, and it like tells you, like it does your makeup and stuff for you. The placement for it was actually in a weird kind of spot. It was a lot lower. It was like right here is like where it had my blush, instead of like up here, like more on my cheekbone. So I've been doing that placement a bit more, because like when you're looking directly ahead, you can actually like see it more. And then I go up a wee bit. So like the blush placement, according to like AI, for me, should be like right there. You know how everybody was doing those, where they like recreate, you know, the Bold Glamour filter. Like I did it too, and most of us did. Just because we want to see what makeup looks the best on us, right? Like according to computers, according to the robots. But I do like the finish on this blush. It's very pretty. Okay, what do you think? Is that a good blush placement? That looks nice. Okay. All right, now we're gonna do brows. Just kind of the usual. Just kind of brushing these out. Gosh, my little baby hairs look crazy. I even waxed them down a little bit, but they have a mind of their own. So I just brushed them out so I don't have any hairs going any crazy weird directions, or it also helps get some of that like foundation that I put on earlier like out of the brows. So what I do is I start by kind of drawing the shape of the brows, like particularly the bottom, and then this inner piece, and then the top just lightly. I feel like you can go a little darker on like the bottom line than you can on the top line, just for like my particular brow shape. I guess everybody's brows are going to be a little different, so okay, so kind of get that shape. Okay, I've got the shape kind of outlined, and then I will take like the little, this from Sheglam, little felt pen like brow thing, and you can literally like draw. Let me see if I can show you. You just do little baby flicks, and then I like to go over it after I do the little baby flicks and kind of brush it to soften those just a smidge, because you don't want really harsh, I mean maybe you do, but I don't want really harsh like lines in my eyebrows. My eyebrows are naturally pretty light, so I have to be careful about going like too dark like that. That's too dark. So we kind of brush, and then if you go outside your shape a little bit like I did there, you can take your concealer brush and just clean it up a smidge. Oh my gosh, I'm going way way too dark there. Okay, brush, brush, brush. Okay. Alright. And I feel like that looks pretty good, to be honest. Might do a little cleanup. And then I always use that eyebrow filter thingy off of TikTok to check my brows to make sure that I get them like even. I'm not gonna bore you by doing both of them, but I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Okay, these are our brows. Like, they're not identical, like, I don't know, but I feel like they're good enough. Sisters, not twins, and all that. Okay, now let's move on to our eye look. Doing our little eyeshadow primer. This is one I got off Temu. It was like $2. But I like the consistency of this one. I've tried a few different ones. I've tried one that was like in a pot and more of like a cream one. And then I've tried like the Urban Decay primer potion. I still have that one, but that one, it's kind of like the grip primers, right? Like sometimes that stuff can be too sticky, a little too grippy, and I feel like that's how that is. So this one has enough to kind of like smooth out any creasing and help like the longevity of my eyeshadow, but without like being too sticky. And then this one also has a little bit of like coloring in it. It's pretty light, but you want a lighter base typically for your eyeshadow because it will make your eyeshadow colors pop. So like if you do a really white base, it's gonna like make those really bold like neon colors and stuff like that really pop. You can also do a black base sometimes if you want like that deeper smokier look, or if you have like really shiny like black based glitter ones or shimmer ones. That can look really pretty too. I've tried that as well. Okay, so let me go pick our eyeshadow primer or our eyeshadow palette, and then I'll be back. Okay, so for our eyeshadow palette today, I chose the Sheglam Cloud 9 palette. I pulled this out of my spring summer collection, which I'm in the process. I just did my closet yesterday. I switched all of my clothes and shoes over from fall winter to spring summer, but I still need to do my makeup. So maybe I'll do a video on that if you guys would like to see it. But I pulled this out of that because I have been itching to get into my spring and summer stuff. And I love this palette. This is probably one of my favorites in my collection just because it has a lot of like colors that work for my skin tone. It's like cool toned, pastel, which pastels look really good on me. And then pinks and blues are typically like my best colors, and purples. And so this literally has all of those in there. So I love these. Okay, and then for my brushes, I'm just using like some e.l.f. brushes. It comes in like this set. It was like a holiday set. Nothing fancy. I do have some Sephora brushes that I love, but I typically save those brushes because they're a little more high-end. I save those for my high-end palettes. I use this for more of like my budget palettes. Okay, and then I'm just using like this little guy to like clean my brushes kind of as we go. I also keep like a little paper towel, as you saw earlier. Whenever I had to like fix my foundation, I use that sometimes too to kind of like wipe stuff off. So I think, I mean, I want to go with a really, really light look. Actually, let's do a fluffy brush. Let me clean a fluffy brush. I don't want to go too bold. I want to keep things pretty soft. So let's see. I'm debating if I want to do the white or the pink for my base. Let's go with the pink actually. So I'm just taking the lightest pink in that with a fluffy brush. I thought about doing the flat brush, but I like this because it's a little quicker, a little easier to blend. And I don't have all the time in the world today. Speaking of, what time is it? Okay, we got a little time. I've already gotten my outfit on and my hair is done as it's gonna be. Usually I do that stuff after my makeup, but that's okay. Yeah, if I have to do my hair and makeup, it takes me quite a long time. Sometimes, depending on what I'm doing. Okay, so I just usually will take a light shade and kind of set that eyeshadow primer. It doesn't have to be super noticeable, like that's not the vibe that we're going for. Okay, so we're wearing a lot of blue today, but do we want to do blue or more pink, or blue and pink? I think I'm going to take this light kind of tealy shimmer. Let's do just a little bit of that. Same brush. I just want to go kind of in that like little V type area. Might need a touch of that. It's pretty light. So we'll just do them both. Kind of mix them together. Because like I said, I want a really, really pale, really light look today. Kind of that like ethereal mermaid kind of vibe. I'm just kind of mixing those. And it's good to like look ahead when you're doing this, because you want to have your eyes open when you do, you know, this portion of your eyeshadow, because you want to be able to see how it's going to look to other people, because, you know, you're not going to be, look at my eyeshadow, you know what I mean? And then I always like to kind of pull it up a little bit there, give my eye a little lift. I think that looks good. I'm happy with that. Okay, we're gonna do the same on this eye. Just kind of create that like V in the outer corner. Kind of pull it up a little like that. And then we want to make sure that they match. We don't want one a little bolder than the other. Okay. We all make weird faces when we do our makeup too. I'm sure I make tons of them. But that's the name of the game. Now I'm taking that same concealer brush and just kind of like cleaning up that edge, because I don't want it to be too far out there, too wild. And then just softening that, because we don't want a harsh line from that concealer brush either. Okay. So that is really, really light, but that's exactly what I want. I think I need a little more right on this spot. I don't know what it is about this spot on my eye. It doesn't like to hold eyeshadow. Okay. Okay. Good enough. I'm happy with that. Okay, now what do we want? I think just some glitter, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take this glitter. I love this glitter. I'm not normally a pressed glitter kind of person, but this one might be like my favorite in my collection, because like, hold on, let me like get out of here so you can see it. It just like literally makes you look like a mermaid. And then I just kind of tap a little bit of that on. just like that. And then a little bit on this eye. Every time I like use this eyeshadow palette though, I feel like a little angel or like a mermaid or something. Like I don't know. I love how that looks. Okay, and then do we want a little bit on the lower lash? Probably. Okay, so cleaning our brush. Probably just need to actually go and shampoo my brushes, but I'm lazy. Okay, so now I'm just taking that like shimmer, that light colored shimmer again, and just going along the lower lash just a little bit, and then probably right in the outer corner. Just to kind of give that a little love. Make it pop a little. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, I'm just ready for spring, and I guess we're in spring. I'm just ready to get the ball rolling for warmer weather. I also got some fake bake tan as well. Some new, it's the B-Tan brand. I ordered it off of Amazon. I'm a little nervous to try it. I don't know. I don't do a lot of that, but I figured for the summer, maybe to help get me excited and hyped up, could be fun to try. Okay, so that's our eye look. It looks a little wild now, but when we get the mascara on, it'll help. And it does look a little, yeah, I think that looks okay. It's a little bold with the blush. You got the orangey blush and that, but we'll tie it together. We'll make it work. Okay, and I'm gonna leave in 5 minutes, so I'm not gonna curl my lashes, but pop on some mascara real quick. I feel like mascara just brings the eyeshadow looks all together. It's not quite finished without it. Now, most people do mascara on their lower lashes. I don't. And here's why. Because every time I do mascara on my lower lashes, it like sticks to like the upper lashes. I have pretty long lashes, and I feel like I can feel them like grinding together. I don't know. It just feels weird. It makes my lashes feel like they cling to one another when I blink. And I'm just not into that feeling. So I just leave the... Well, and then also like, I guess there's like mascaras too that like smudge. I typically get a lot of smudging. I haven't tried a lot of the ones that people say don't smudge for like the lower lash line, just because I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of lower lash mascara anyways. Okay, now we're going in with our second coat. I'm being kind of quick with it today because I got a few minutes till I gotta go. I like to make sure that you know, the lash, like how they, I guess, fan out, looks even on both eyes. They kind of like match each other, I guess. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Because we're in such a rush today, I'm kind of doing like a 2-in-1. It's like a glossy lipstick. I would normally use a lip liner, but we're in a hurry. Hurry for me. Okay. That's it, I think. Show you guys the outfit. Almost forgot. Fragrance today, we're gonna go with Be Layered First Kiss Elixir, which is a dupe for the Delina by Parfums de Marly Delina Exclusive. This is the only place I have found that does a replica and does them well. I like the, let me find the other one. I like this brand too, the Oil Perfumery. They do really good impressions, but they come in like an oil rollerball instead of a spray. But this is the only replica brand that does a good job that has the Delina Exclusive. So, okay, here's the fit. Some Chanel look-alike ballet flats, my Rebecca Mikanoff leather bag, jeans from Walmart. I love these. I got them in 3 different washes. My thrifted cardigan with the pretty buttons. Let's see if you can hear. With the pretty buttons. So, just a crop top from Shein. Put a little silk ribbon in my hair. And this is it. This is the vibe. Have a good day, guys.